Oh, there it is. You got the doot doots. And the low res of the PS1. Oh, wow. The resolution is so horrible. Was it this bad? Man, I remember it being that bad. Yeah, you can still tell. It doesn't look too bad. Yeah, that looks pretty good. It looks good. It's a little cleaner than I thought it would look.
The nuclear weapons disposal facility on Shadow Moses Island in Alaska's Fox Archipelago was attacked and captured by next-generation special forces, being led by members of Foxhound. They're demanding that the government turn over the remains of Big Boss, and they say that if their demands are not met within 24 hours, they'll launch a nuclear weapon.
Ooh. Cool, you can see the seams.
Two mission objectives. First, you're to rescue DARPA Chief Donald Anderson and the president of Armstech, Kenneth Baker. Both
Never really looked in the background of that. Setting up the sub. Oh, that's the thing closing. Huh. Neato. It actually looks pretty good.
What's the insertion method? We'll approach the disposal facility by sub. And then we'll launch a one-man SDV. After the SDV gets as close as it can, dispose of it. From there on, you'll have to swim.
It's fun hearing Hader's voice before he got more snakish in 2 and 3.
High-Tech Special Forces Unit Foxhound. Your former unit, and one that I was a commander of. So they're still around. There are 6 members of Foxhound involved in this terrorist activity. Psycho Mattis, with his powerful psychic abilities. Sniper Wolf, the beautiful and deadly sharpshooter. Decoy Octopus, master of disguise. Vulcan Raven, giant and shaman. And Revolver Ocelot, specialist in interrogation and a formidable gunfighter. And finally, in charge of them, Foxhound squad leader, Liquid Snake. Liquid Snake? The man with the same codename as you. The nuclear weapons disposal facility covers the whole island. I'll instruct you by codec after you reach your target.
You know, other than
as usual, this is a one-man infiltration mission.
Digital choppiness of it,
yes, this is a top
with the graphics, it doesn't look bad. It doesn't look bad at all. It's pretty clean. I like it. The bright whites on the HD look great on the TV. There he is. We always thought this was cool that he blinked. Oh! Press the options button. Okay, a couple little... figure out some new things. Okay, so still on so they got rid of, they still have the A, and oh man, this was so rad. This was so rad the first time. Captions, yes. Stereo sound, yeah. Vibration test. I'm gonna need that. Screens, good. Okay, cool. Can you actually change the button action? Okay. Where's the action button? Was action always circle? Weapon, first person, try. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, first person mode, normal. Okay. Alright, cool. Oh, the sound effects. Yeah, and you know what? I am going to go through this, going through the whole story, the aesthetic, the gameplay. We're talking about everything. This is gonna be everything Metal Gear, not just trivia like you get on the internet. It's gonna be my what's in special? What's in special? Oh, that'll give you an overview of Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2. But I'm gonna jump into this because I always thought these were so cool. They were so real.
It's been a long time, Snake.
I should have known you were behind this, Colonel.
That's no way to greet an old war buddy, Snake.
What do you
Can
want
you
from me?
change the camera
Invited you
angles?
so we could have a talk.
Invited? That's what you call sending armed soldiers after me?
Sorry if they were a little rough with you. But we've got a serious situation.
Oh,
here.
that effect.
Only you
That
can get
effect
us
was
out.
so rad.
I'm retired from Foxhound. You're not my commander anymore, and I don't have to take orders from you or anyone else.
You will take these orders.
Oh,
I know
dude.
it.
That was still so cool when I saw that the first time.
Who's this?
Dr. Naomi Hunter. She's chief of Foxhound's medical staff and an expert in gene therapy.
Are you military?
No, civilian. I've been sent here from ATGC. Pleasure to meet you, Snake. Don't worry, this injection won't hurt a bit.
What's the shot for?
What's wrong? You don't like shots?
Snake, listen up. It all went down 5 hours ago. Heavily armed soldiers occupied Shadow Moses Island, a remote island off the coast of Alaska.
I just want to go there.
Soldiers. Next generation special forces, led by members of Unit Foxhound. They've presented Washington
Chirp, chirp.
with a single demand, and they say that if it isn't met, they'll launch a nuclear weapon.
A nuclear weapon?
I'm afraid so.
I guess he's a little more snakish than I remember.
A secret nuclear weapons disposal facility.
Foxhound hijacking a nuclear weapon?
Now you understand how serious the situation is. You'll have 2 mission objectives. First, you're to rescue the DARPA chief, Donald Anderson, and the president of Arms Tech, Kenneth Baker. They're both being held as hostages.
I wish I could see the actual drawings that he made, if these are Yoji's.
You're to investigate whether or not the terrorists have the ability to launch a nuclear strike, and stop them if they do. Any questions, Snake?
Questions? I haven't even said whether I'd accept this mission.
Well, you can make up your mind after you hear more about the situation.
Yep. We're gonna keep going through these. We're going through all of them, yo. Going through all of them. Okay, mission description. That's what we just did. Operation outline. Yeah, we're watching all the tapes, babe.
Tell me about the nuclear weapon disposal facility.
The disposal facility includes a hardened underground base. Even with our most advanced intelligence gathering equipment, we can't tell what's happening inside.
So someone needs to penetrate, gather intelligence, and report back. Sounds like a spy movie. What's the insertion method?
Sounds a lot like
Insertion is impossible.
Not with this storm going on.
Escape from New York, doesn't it?
Approach the disposal
Or
facility
Escape
by
from
sub.
LA. More so LA.
Yes, within a few miles of it. The facility is equipped with sonar detection capabilities. They'd be able to hear our engine or propeller noise.
And then
We'll launch a one-man SDV.
launch.
Same as a torpedo. Only this has no propulsion device of its own. After the SDV gets as close as it can, dispose of it. From there on, you'll have to swim.
You want me to swim in sub-zero Alaskan water?
Don't worry. That suit represents the latest advances in polythermal technology. The nuclear weapons disposal facility covers the whole island. I'll instruct you by codec after you reach
His
the
hair does
target.
kind of change between shots there, but
As usual, this is a one-man infiltration mission.
still.
Weapons and equipment OSP?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a top
OSP,
secret black
yo.
op. Don't expect any official support.
Yep. I love the lighting of those drawings. I wish Yoji would do, if these aren't, I gotta check that on, double check that, but I believe Yoji Shinkawa does all those. I don't know why he wouldn't.
What's the time limit?
24 hours. They say they'll launch after 24 hours.
Yeah, I'm more of a twin snaker. Sorry,
So far, they
but
haven't mentioned the target.
I played it more often
When
because
did
that's
the
what I
countdown
had.
start?
5 hours ago.
But I do think these briefing tapes are way more fun than the in-game animations that they did on Twin Snakes. I like the sound. Camera free.
Who are you speaking for?
Naturally, I'm representing the U.S. government.
I can see his
Who's in
feet.
supervisory control of this operation?
The President of the United States.
Which means that the president must be meeting with his top aides in the map room about now, huh?
No, at this point, they're still video conferencing with each other.
If that's a real nuclear warhead, shouldn't they issue a COG?
Not yet. The Secretary of Defense has operational control and is fully aware of the situation. After you infiltrate, if you determine they possess nuclear launch capabilities, a COG will be issued.
Well, if they haven't relocated to the nuclear shelter under Mount Washington, I suppose there isn't that much reason to worry yet. Is the National Security Agency in on this?
Yes. So is the DIA.
Sorry, this
Defense
just
Intelligence
this
Agency.
still just looks so rad
I'm
to
starting
me.
to get a bad feeling about this.
They'll be sending us some support.
We don't need desk jockeys. We need a nuclear weapons specialist.
It's just
Of
simple.
course.
I mean, it's simple animation,
Nuclear
but
weapons specialist has already been
still.
assigned to us.
you're gonna play the game. You got to go through all
We need
these.
backup from a specialist. I'm just an amateur when it comes to nuclear weapons.
I know. That's why I've requested the assistance of a military analyst named Nastasha Romanenko. She'll be providing you backup by Kodak.
A female analyst?
She's built up an impressive record as an advisor for the Nuclear Emergency Surge Team.
She's
Contact her if you have any questions.
from northern
She's
Chernobyl.
also an expert on high-tech weapons.
Where's she working from?
At her home in Los Angeles.
California. Seems like a million miles away.
I remember playing this whenever I was in 6th grade, and not knowing what Chernobyl was, not knowing even where
Colonel, you're retired.
Los
Why
Angeles
are you
is,
involved in this?
as opposed to
There
Alaska.
aren't many people who know Foxhound as well as I do.
Is that really the only reason?
I've been soldiering for a long time. I don't know anything else. I guess even though I'm getting a little old, I still love to be in the field.
Colonel, you're a lousy liar. Tell me the real
That
reason.
effect is still so damn
Yes.
rad.
Sorry. I'll be frank. A person very dear to me is being held hostage.
Who is it?
My niece, Meryl.
Snake kind of looks like Dolph Lundgren, doesn't he? Meryl. Meryl with one L.
What's your niece
Don't forget
doing
that.
here?
Several soldiers were reported missing the day of the revolt. And my niece was one of those called in as an emergency replacement.
She looks like you.
She's my little brother's girl.
Yeah.
He died in the Gulf War.
She's
Since then, I've been
18?
watching after her.
Personal motive, Colonel. That's not very soldierly.
I'm retired. I'm just an old man now. And I'm your friend.
Has received
Since when are we
psychotherapy to
friends?
not be attracted to those of the opposite sex.
With my personality, I don't have too many friends.
That's what I trust about you. It's what makes you human. Please, Snake. Save my niece, Meryl.
All right. But I have two conditions.
Name them.
One, no more secrets between us. I want complete disclosure at all times. And two, I'll only accept orders directly from you, Colonel. No cutoffs involved, okay?
Agreed. That's why I was called. But one thing,
What?
I'm not a colonel anymore. Just a retired old warhorse.
I understand, Colonel.
Hey. I wonder if they'll put twin snakes in volume 2 of this. Dr. Naomi. She loses her English accent in
That
Twin
doctor,
Snakes in
is
4.
she part of this operation too?
She was in charge of Foxhound's gene therapy. She knows more about those men than anyone else.
You mean you've seen them naked?
Make no mistake, I'm not a nurse. I'm a scientist.
By the way, what was that injection for?
It's a combination of nanomachines and an anti-freezing peptide so that your blood and other bodily fluids don't freeze, even at subarctic temperatures.
Nanomachines.
Not just one kind, either. There are different types which will replenish the supply of adrenaline, nutrition, and sugar in your bloodstream.
Now I don't have to worry about food.
I also put some nootropics in there.
Say what?
Nootropics. A class of drugs which will help improve your mental functioning.
It'll make me smarter, huh? Anything else?
Yes.
Nootropics.
Benzodiazepine. It's a type of stimulant. It'll keep you alert and responsive for 12 straight hours.
That was quite a cocktail. Anything else in there?
Those nanomachines will also keep your Codex batteries charged up.
I guess I can call you when I'm ready to go on a diet.
You're welcome.
Nootropics. Wonder if that's in some of that stuff that you hear about now, like that gum that allows you to concentrate a little bit more, and or whatever's in. Doesn't Adderall do that? The ostages. You gotta be briefed, guys. You can't just jump into this thing and not know what you're
Chief of
doing.
DARPA and the president of an arms manufacturing company. What business did they have at a nuclear weapons disposal facility?
The truth is that secret exercises were being conducted at the time the terrorist group attacked.
Must be extremely important exercises if those two were directly involved. Were they testing some kind of new advanced weapon?
I'm not privy to that information.
Do we know exactly where they're being held?
The DARPA chief has also been injected with the mini-transmitter. As you get closer, you should be able to pick up his location on your radar.
Okay, good to know. See? Good to know. You need to know that.
Do they really have the ability to launch a nuclear missile?
They say they do. They even gave us the serial number of the warhead they plan to use.
Was the number confirmed?
I'm afraid so. At the very least, they've got their hands on a real nuclear warhead.
Isn't there some kind of safety device to prevent this type of terrorism?
Yes. Every missile and warhead in our arsenal is equipped with a PAL, which uses a discrete detonation code.
PAL.
Permissive Action Link. The safety control system built into all nuclear weapons systems. But even so, we can't rest easy.
Why not?
Because the DARPA chief knows the detonation code.
Uh-oh.
But even if they have a nuclear warhead, it must have been removed from its missile. All the missiles on these disposal sites are supposed to be dismantled. It's not that easy to get your hands on an ICBM.
That used to be true. But since the end of the Cold War, you can get anything if you have enough money and the right connections.
Hell yeah. Okay. Okay. See? Gotta know that. You gotta know that. How are the terrorists armed?
How well armed are these terrorists? I know there was an exercise going on at the time they revolted.
They're heavily armed, I'm afraid.
What about their battle experience?
The 6 members of Foxhound in charge are all hardened veterans. They're tough enough to eat nails and ask for seconds.
I wouldn't expect anything less from Foxhound.
The others are next-generation special forces. They're not your average grunts either.
Okay.
So what exactly are they demanding?
A person's remains.
Remains?
That's right. To be more accurate, cell specimens which contain the individual's genomic information.
Cell specimens? Why would they want that?
The terrorists need them. You see, these next-generation special forces have been strengthened through gene therapy.
Strengthened?
You've heard of the Human Genome Project. They've been mapping the human genome, and they're nearly finished. Following up on this research, the military has been working towards identifying those genes which are responsible for making effective soldiers.
There are genes that do that?
Yes. And using gene therapy, they're able to transplant those genes into regular soldiers.
Gene therapy?
I'll explain this part. With gene therapy, we can remove those genes which we know may lead to sickness or disease, and at the same time splice in genes with beneficial effects, such as resistance to cancer, for example.
In other words, we can overcome all sorts of genetic diseases, and at the same time add genetic characteristics as desired.
Okay. And so if you knew what genes were responsible for making the perfect soldier, you could implant them in the same way, right?
Yes, we could.
But it all depends on being able to isolate and identify those soldier genes.
And in order to do that, it's helpful if you can study the genomic information of one of the greatest soldiers ever.
Yeah, we all know who that is, right?
One of the greatest soldiers ever?
The
You
man they
mean
call the greatest warrior of the
Colonel
20th century.
Smurger?
You don't mean Big Boss.
That's right.
Yeah, she
We've been
does.
working feverishly to identify the genes responsible for his incredible combat skill. So far, we've discovered about 60 of the so-called soldier genes.
So his body was recovered after all.
Yes. And his cells have
Was
remained
it?
frozen in a cryo chamber. His
Or
genomic
do
information
they?
is a priceless treasure to mankind.
Priceless to the military, perhaps.
His body was burned severely, but it was possible to restore his DNA profile from just a single strand of his hair.
You people are amazing. And then you're gonna transplant those genes
So-
into soldiers?
Yes. We'll use a process that I discovered called gene targeting. The strongest soldiers don't become what they are by acquiring their skills through training or experience. We now know that hereditary factors are far more crucial for creating superior
I know it probably wasn't
soldiers.
known at this point,
Snake,
but
we can't give them his body.
if we have to think
It's
about...
be more dangerous than all the nuclear war
This is going to be spoiler filled, so we have to be able to discuss everything as it comes along later.
The sons of Big Boss?
You know, if his remains are being held, are they his remains or are they Venom's? Because I thought he was kept in some kind of... I don't know. Where was he? Where was he? Because I thought that GW kept him sedated or something like that, kind of like they did in
Special Forces.
5.
They started out as an anti-terrorist special ops unit, made up of former members of biochem units, technical escort units, and the nuclear emergency search team. Their purpose was to respond to threats involving next-generation weapons of mass destruction, including NBC weapons.
NBC.
Until they were at it, that is.
Bang, bang, bang.
They.
These guys didn't start out as regular army.
Looks like a pretty international group. Mercenaries?
Yeah, and it gets worse. Most of them were from a merc agency that I think you're familiar with. They were part of Big Boss's private guard. And after Big Boss went down, the military just bought out all their contracts.
Outer heaven.
After that, they were merged with our own VR unit, Force 21, and retrained. If you ask me, these so-called next-generation special forces should be called simulated soldiers. They have no real battle experience.
Video game players, huh?
Don't forget they've all been strengthened with gene therapy. They carry genes which make them excellent soldiers. Don't get careless just because they don't have much experience.
I thought using genetically modified soldiers was prohibited by international law.
Yes.
They're still talking
those
about
are
the
just
genome
declarations,
soldiers,
not
right?
actual treaties.
The interesting thing is that nearly every member of the unit conspired in this attack.
We're not talking about... Okay, they're not Unit Foxhound, they're just the next-gen special
How could an
forces, which are
entire
all the
unit be
soldiers.
subverted to rebellion?
They're calling it a revolution.
Since they all went through the same gene therapy, they probably felt closer than brothers. They see the unit as their only family.
The sons of Big Boss. But if they were regular Army, they must have been interviewed periodically by Army counselors.
According to their files, they all got straight A's on their psychological tests. They all seemed like fine, upstanding, patriotic soldiers.
But they all took part in the uprising?
No. Several people didn't show up on the day of the exercise. That's why there was a resupply of troops.
Was there any sign recently that something might be wrong?
There was a report a month ago that they were acting strangely.
Apparently they consulted classified information about the soldier genes and performed their own gene therapy experiments.
They can do that even without you?
Well, our gene therapy process is almost completely automated. And besides that, they're all geniuses with IQs over 180.
These are all
The
the...
existence of this genome army is a national secret of the highest order. We've been hoping to investigate this thing quietly and deal with it behind closed doors.
Sounds like this is a smart way of saying, yeah, they can hear you and they can see you. So if you make noise, they're going to adapt. Unlike other video game sprites, they're supposed to be more advanced. So I think that's the idea with them being smarter is another way of saying they're smarter than other video game characters you've played against.
High-tech Special Forces Unit Foxhound. Your former unit, and one that I was a commander of. An elite group combining firepower and expertise. They're every bit as good as when I was commanding them.
So they're still around.
There are 6 members of Foxhound involved in this terrorist activity. Psycho Mantis, with his powerful psychic abilities. Sniper Wolf, a beautiful and deadly sharpshooter. Decoy Octopus, master of disguise. Vulcan Raven, giant and shaman. And Revolver Ocelot, specialist in interrogation and a formidable gunfighter.
It'd be pretty rad if they ever delta this one and you get to have a fight with
And finally, in charge
Decoy
of them,
Octopus.
Foxhound squad leader, Liquid Snake.
Liquid Snake?
Yes. And you're the only person who can stand against him.
Oh. Liquid.
Liquid Snake.
Liquid Snake. The man with the same code name as you.
Tell me what you know.
He fought in the Gulf War as a teenager, the youngest person in the SAS. His job was to track down and destroy mobile Scud missile launching
British.
platforms. You were there too, I
Who
believe.
didn't from
Did
Earthworks?
you infiltrate Western Iraq with a platoon of Green
This is
Berets?
Scud missile launchers.
Just
With
a kid
Gulf
myself
War
back
during
then.
the mission, he became a
Details are
POW
classified, but it
Iraq
seems
was
that
an MIA.
originally He penetrated the Middle East as a
countries.
sleeper for the SIS.
He was a spy for the British Secret Intelligence Service?
But he never once showed his face in Century
Arabic
House.
lacking native.
He was taken prisoner in Iraq, and after that there was no trace of him for several years. After you retired, he was rescued and became a member of Foxhound.
I thought that by the time I left, they were no longer using code names.
I don't know his real name. That information is so highly classified that even I can't look at it.
It's Eli, isn't it?
Here's a photo of him. Pretty shocking, huh? His skin tone is different, but otherwise you two are exact duplicates.
Yep, so if you ever make a Metal Gear movie or TV show, it's got to be the same actor playing Snake and Ocelot. And Miller.
That's why we really need you for this mission.
You're the only one who can beat him. Now that I've met you, I know. You've got something that he doesn't. I can see it in your eyes.
Why don't I find that thought more comforting?
One more thing.
What are you going to do?
Don't worry, just gonna clean myself up a little.
Huh?
I don't want to be mistaken for the leader of the terrorists.
And then in the rest of the games, he's got a mullet. because there's no reason to hide from being... Let's see, should we start with the VRs? Why not? Let's start with some VRs. Yeah, we'll start with VRs. Training mode. How many are there? 10 altogether? Oh, you gotta complete one. Training insufficient. There we go. We can at least get a little used to the controls. Okay, can't do L's and R's. I'm not super worried about trying to get this. How far away does he go? Okay.
Impressive, Snake.
Ha! Trophied. Okay, yeah. Alright, there's no first, second, and third like there is in 2. They cannot see behind them. Use your radar effectively. And they can't hear your footsteps, which is nice. Easy enough.
Impressive, Snake.
Crawl when necessary. You lose your radar whenever you crawl. And need to see if he comes out there. I don't think he does. Whoops-a-daisy, don't do that. He is just turning, huh? Oh, okay, he's down there. Gotcha. Easy enough. Couldn't see that hole there. Now, I haven't played this, granted, since... what, maybe 99? So I don't have it all memorized. Some routes are guarded less than others. Well, let's just go around this way. Where do I need to go? All the way to that other dot? Anybody down there? No. Okay. That guy is coming that way, though. Is that the goal? Well, let's get this guy to go this way.
What was that noise?
Heh. Oh, fun. I tricked them! I tricked them!
Impressive, Snake.
Clear all these and I can get some trophies. Okay, avoid loud footsteps on the floor. Are those guys both asleep? They are both asleep. These guys are sleepy guys. Well, you know, the nice thing is that the angles do work. These guys aren't going to accidentally turn around, are they? All right, cool. You do have sensitive floors. Sensitive floors. Surveillance cameras. But you gotta get there quickly, right? Sherpa, 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 Sue. Oh, there you go. Ace of peas on 11 squeeze.
Impressive, Snake.
I remember these being rad too. Stay hidden behind the lowers. Okay. They really can not see below themselves, can they? Good job.
Impressive, Snake.
These things were missing from Twin Snakes. I know that. The enemy soldiers have discovered him if you discovered him. Okay. Footprints, huh? I think we got a zigzag here.
What was that noise? Huh? Whose footprints are these? Huh? What was that noise?
Shit. Nah. You really got a zigzag. Maybe I can get... I think I can go behind that guy now that I think about it. I don't think he moves. He only looks that way.
What was that noise? Huh? Whose footprints are these?
Shit! God damn it, that... Oh, the alert still gets me. Still gets me. There's gotta be a way to do it, right?
What was that noise? Huh? Whose footprints are these?
Let me go like that. Easy peas! They are not as smart as she says, because they can't see shit. They have a cone. Knock on the walls and head for the goal. Enemy soldiers sensitive to sound. Here's how to lure them. Oh, there's several guys.
Huh? What was that noise?
Okay. Whoop. Where's that guy gonna look? Nowhere? Okay. Do use your radar.
What was that noise?
Ease the pace!
Impressive, Snake.
I thought these were harder. Maybe I spoke too soon. And you know, you'd think all the abstract digital stuff in the background, which I always think is pretty. Head for the goal using all your skills you learn. Watch out. Searchlight! Searchlight! Oh my god. Watch out for searchlights, huh? That guy's there. I think I played this before where you can go up behind this dude. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Watch him. So I believe you come out down there. Watch out for him. When he goes, he turns that way. So you got a limited amount of time to get over there. Okay. Now, it's not necessarily a cheat. There is... There he is right there with his boots. Can we see... Oh, look, you can see little details on his boots. That's fun. Zip, zip. You know, and they didn't have to have these little trails of light shooting out of here. You know what this looks like? It looks like Tron Legacy, doesn't it? Look at it. Look at the aesthetic of this. You can't see me in here. He doesn't go past that. You can't see me here. Oh, I accidentally hit, Yeah! Sweet.
Impressive, Snake.
Exit. VR training complete. Ooh, time attack mode. Oh, okay, gotcha. Save that. Oh, okay. So they do have some kind of... Wonder if there's more in attack mode. Not sure. Okay. Hit it. I'm gonna do easy. Okay. Because I haven't played it in a long time. Commencing mission. Starting it. Get you a damn trophy. Looks good. Looks good. I think I was playing this on an emulator at one point. I own it, so I've technically bought it. And you can turn fog off, which it looks like they did for this. I don't realize how much stuff Cam does. Cam Clark. So many little tiny details. And if they weren't fidgety, it'd look even better. Which, you know, the graphics aren't really ridiculously pixelated. Looks good. Oh, the classic codec drawings.
Loud and clear. What's the situation, Snake?
Looks like the elevator in the back is the only way up.
Ooh, that'd be a good
Just
shirt.
as I expected. You'll have to take the elevator to the surface, but make sure nobody sees you. If you need to, contact me by codec. The frequency is 140.85. When you want to use the codec, push the select button. When we need to contact you, the codec will beep. When you hear that noise, press the select button. The codec's receiver directly stimulates the small bones of your ear. No one but you will be able to hear it.
Got it. Okay, I'm ready to go.
Do it. Alright, there's no tranquilizer gun in this one, so you gotta be okay with that. There are little mices, though. Don't catch me. First obstacle complete. Getting around that damn puddle. I think we need to wait for the other dude to come down, don't we? How far does this bro go? I wonder if there's anything down here. Aha! A ration. Oh shit. Yeah, we have to wait for the and you know what else was really cool? The credits being on screen. Felt like a movie. This was so neat. So neat. He's sleepy, guys. Now, I don't think you have to go a certain distance before the elevator comes down, right? Because that dude ain't moving. Let's see, he's gonna come down here, go this way. Okay, good. There we go. But now I gotta deal with 3 dudes. Shoot. I think I might have to go unders. Yeah, I can't remember what I'm supposed to do. Can I go down here? Let's see where these guys go. He's staying there. He's not gonna see me. Well, what the hell? No, he's decided to go that way now. He goes seek. Okay, where's that dude going? Straight. Sneeze. He left. Ah, fuck. Ah. Yes! I did it. I did it, and they didn't catch me. I took them! Made it. We made it. First mission. That's probably the hardest thing. Okay, let's see if they put Kojima's name on here. You better get some money for this, yo. There we go. Still on there. You're still on there, Hideo. There we go. Doc. It's got a strange little copyright, some kind of Japanese copyright in the bottom right corner of that logo. That's interesting. All right, we're gonna let this play out until we get to back in control. Supposedly you can pause this. Supposedly. We are here. We have arrived.
It's Snake. I'm in front of the disposal facility.
Excellent, Snake. Age hasn't slowed you down one bit.
Thanks to the VR training I did on board the Discovery.
How's that sneaking suit working out?
I'm nice and dry, but it's a little hard to move.
Bear with it. It's designed to prevent hypothermia. This is Alaska, you know.
Take it easy.
I know.
I'm grateful. If it weren't for your suit and your shot, I would have turned into a popsicle out there.
An anti-freezing peptide, Snake. All of the genome soldiers in this exercise are using it.
I see. I'm relieved to hear that. Already tested, huh? By the way, how's the diversionary operation going?
2 F-16s just took off from Galena and are headed your way. The terrorist radar should have already picked them up.
Remember that shot?
Behind D. Colonel.
What's a Russian gunship doing here?
I have no idea. But it looks like our little diversion got their attention. Now's your best chance to slip in unnoticed.
There we go. ID. It's so real. I mean, if you think about it, this, Ocarina of Time, Mario 64, they all had to figure this out.
18 hours left until their deadline.
I mean, the
You've got to
making,
hurry.
the figuring out how
Wow,
3D was going to
You
work.
must be crazy to fly hind in this kind of weather.
Who's that?
There's May.
Sorry, I haven't introduced you to yet. This is Mei Ling. She was assigned to us as our visual and data
Oh yeah,
processing
we'll have to save it,
specialist.
won't we?
She designed your codec, as well as your
Forgot about that.
Soliton radar system. Contact her if you have any questions about either of them.
Nice to meet you, Snake. It's an honor to speak to a living legend like yourself. What's wrong?
Nothing. I just didn't expect a world-class designer of military technology to be so cute.
You're just flattering me.
No, I'm serious. Well, I know I won't be bored for the next 18 hours.
Oh yeah.
I can't believe I'm being hit on by the famous Solid Snake. But I'm surprised. You're very frank for a trained killer.
Looks like we both have a lot to learn about each other.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to learning about the man behind the legend. But first, let me explain about your Soliton radar system. The bright dot in the middle is you, Snake. The red dots are your enemies, and the blue cone shape represents their field of vision.
Be careful, Snake. The genome soldiers have highly developed senses of hearing and vision due to their gene therapy. Make
Right.
sure you don't let them see you.
Man, that is some
First, I want you
jagged
to
shit.
infiltrate the disposal site and look for the DARPA chief.
The
This was
DARPA
cool
chief
in
was
4
invented with the
whenever you
same
go back
GPS
here,
transmitting
you know.
nanomachines as you.
He should appear on your radar as a green dot.
Get whatever information you can from him about the terrorists. If he's alive, that is.
You know, and say what you will about twin snakes, but at least you can see everything clearly.
Snake, your radar isn't affected by the weather, but if you're discovered by an enemy, you won't be able to use it.
Yes, it gets jammed easily, I'm afraid.
Yes, it's all made from currently existing technology. You won't be able to use it in an area with strong harmonic resonance, so be careful.
We'll be monitoring your movements by radar, so contact us by codec anytime you want.
You got it.
Got it. I'll call if I'm feeling lonely.
Seriously, Snake, we're here to back you up, so call if you need some information or advice.
I'm also in charge of your mission data. Contact me if you want me to record your current status.
You know what else is rad?
Frequency
Speaking
is
about it,
140.96.
is there was actual
It's a dedicated
voiceover
frequency for
work
saving data.
happening in
Don't
this.
forget it.
Remember, except for your binoculars, you're naked. You need to arm yourself with whatever weapons you can find.
I remember.
And it was a
First, I'm
shitload,
strip searched
too.
by Dr. Naomi here, and then all my weapons are taken away. Imagine yourself put in that position.
Well, if you make it back in one piece, maybe I'll let you do a strip search on me.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, sorry to disappoint you, but I did manage to smuggle out my smokes.
How did you do that?
In my stomach. Thanks to the shot you gave me that suppressed my stomach acids.
Cigarettes? How are those going to help you?
You never know.
You pretty bones. Chip, 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 chip.
If you want to get in, there's the front door.
Do I have binoculars? I do. Good.
It's the fastest way, but there's too much risk of being spotted by the enemy.
I can't just knock on the door and ask them to let me in. There's one sentry on the left and one on the right. They're armed with 5.56ers and pineapples.
Pineapples. So 5.56er. Chip, 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 chip.
What about the air duct near the door? There should also be a duct on the second floor.
Yeah, I don't know the best way to get to that bottom one, though.
I can't see it from here.
It's up there.
I'll let you decide the best COA. I'm counting on you, Snake.
Okay. We're gonna go there. That's the good place to stop.
You caught Snake?
Stowage 1. New file. Need 1 block. 14 blocks! Okay. Disc 1. Oh. Okay.
Snake, remember what the Gaul said. The graveyards are full of indispensable men. Snake, you're all alone and surrounded by bad guys. Try to be careful and avoid getting into a fight whenever you can.
That's
right.
true. That's true.
Wow, you know all sorts of great quotes, don't you?
Well, both my parents are from Guangdong, China, but I was born and raised in America. I've always liked reading literature from both sides. Kinda keeps me in touch. I'll share some more quotes with you if you like.
I'm looking forward to it. But to tell you the truth, I'd like to learn more about you.
Yeah, you would.
Well,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you will. You're gonna think about it real good, you know what I'm saying? Alright, that's probably gonna be good. That's perfect. That's an hour. We just did an hour on Metal Gear Solid Master Collection. You're watching Metal Gear Masters, and we did it. Perfect. Let's keep it rolling. Maybe tomorrow night we'll get through the heliport, talk to Master Miller, and learn some more. We'll learn some more. Alright, everybody. Peace out, Metal Gear Scout. We'll come up with a different sign-off at some point. Alright, bye everybody. Oh, wait a minute. Make sure you check out tpublic.com/user/CoolDojo, and for more things Metal Gear, check out CoolDojo.com. Metal Gear Masters. Peace.